Welcome to Carbonize This, where we take everyday items and turn them into carbon. Today, we're gonna find out what happens when you carbonize a pumpkin. We've got a whole pumpkin. We've got a pumpkin where we've carved a hole in the top. Then we've got the seeds and the flesh of the pumpkin. Then we have this small little white decorative pumpkin. And last, we have these decorative gourds, which are in the same family as squash and pumpkins. You may be wondering why we're doing this. Well, millions of pumpkins are thrown away every year. Some end up in the landfill, some end up in the compost pile. We're actually going to convert these into biochar. Another reason we do these experiments is to find out how well different items carbonize. With the carved pumpkin, it's probably going to carbonize pretty well, but this whole pumpkin might be a challenge. Let's find out. Now, carbonization is heating items to a high temperature in a low oxygen environment. So that's why all these pumpkins are being loaded in this barrel. It'll be sealed, and then we'll fire up the firebox here in a minute. Another reason we like to do these videos is it's just fun. We like to see what happens when we carbonize different things, especially things with different textures. So we've got these gourds that are kind of hard, and then you've got the flesh of the pumpkin here with the seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and load it up. I'm going to go ahead and seal up the back. I'm going to seal up the front. We've got it loaded up, and it's time to light the kiln. We're going to let this burn for several hours, and then once it cools down, we'll show you the results. Okay, it's the next morning, and we're going to check out the pumpkins. And one thing we're noticing right away is we've got some water right here in the ring. So that likely means that everything in here is not carbonized completely. But let's check it out. Oh my goodness. What in the world happened? Well, it did not carbonize completely, but it did better than I thought. After looking at the results, we decided to run it a second time. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. That is a lot better. So a couple observations right away. I can tell that this first pumpkin, it collapsed very early on because there's a lot of staining on the inner side of the barrel where moisture kind of hit the barrel and went down. But I'm also noticing something under this brick. So right here underneath this brick, you can see that there's some white ash. So it looks like we got some combustion after we opened the door the first time and then refired the kiln. We don't want combustion, we want carbonization. Another thing we're noticing is the items in here are cracking and popping, and that's actually highlighting one of the big benefits of creating this carbon. It acts like a sponge, and what it's doing is it's drawing in moisture from the air into the carbon, and then that's where that popping and cracking is coming from. Let's see if we can hear it. Obviously, this pumpkin has collapsed, and we think it might be because of how much it molded. This had been carved a week prior, and you could actually see a little bit of mold. And we've noticed before when we have a food item that's moldy, they tend to almost completely disappear. There's like very little structure left in them, and they collapse. So that's likely what happened here. So next year, maybe we'll try a freshly carved one, see how it turns out. It's very light. It's definitely carbonized completely. Oh, that's where the end of the blossom was, on the bottom of the pumpkin. Got some neat colors. That's likely from the pan. These bronze and silver here and blue. We'll peel a little bit of this off. And you can see the layer underneath and the different segments of the pumpkin. The stem has like a bronze coloring to it. That's pretty cool. Let's see how fragile it is and if we can get the lid of the pumpkin out. Oh, there we go. Man, that's light as a feather. Some cool colors there. It's almost like a maroon. There's a little bit of purple right there on the stem. I bet we can break this pretty easily. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's great looking char. So that's the porous nature of this carbon. It's going to hold water and hold nutrients when we turn it into biochar. Let's look at this texture a little bit more. Looks like a nice little carbonized pita pocket. Oh, there's a seed. We'll check out more of these seeds later. All right, let's crush it up. Now this is the whole pumpkin. So many cool colors on here. We've got some silver up here, there's bronze, there's more bronze and some purples down here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get more of this peel off and see what it looks like. Now it was definitely smart to run it through a second time. It is incredibly light. Oh, look at the bottom. White, which could be ash, but that doesn't look like it. Silver, purple, look at that brilliant purple there. Now that's likely the pan. Red, look, there's red and orange right there. Very cool. Okay, we're gonna see if we can go ahead and carve it now after it's been carbonized. Oh yeah. It's breaking on this side. Gotta be very careful. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Look at the inside. Look at all the seeds. Look at how shiny the seeds are. That's probably from the oil that's in them. Let's see if I can get more out. We'll dump it out. Okay, I've gotten it all loose. Let's dump it out. Oh, no, the bottom came out. That looks so cool. Let's see if I can put the lid back on. Not quite. It's gonna fall in. There we go. Let's see how the smaller white pumpkin did. Oh, very cool. It looks metallic. And it has a little bit of blue and silver. That is awesome. So here's the small white pumpkin. Lots of cool colors on it. You can see a little bit of that gray blue color here. Lots of silver on it. There's silver up here by the stem. There's actually some bronze on the top of the stem. There's a little bit of bronze here on the bottom, closer to the pan. And this one didn't peel quite as much as the other one, and it's pretty light. Let's see if I can pick the smaller one up without breaking it. Oh yeah. Carbonized pumpkins. We're going to take the peel back on this white pumpkin, formerly white pumpkin. It deformed a little bit more than that other one. The other pumpkin we picked apart, this one we're just going to smash. And smash we did. The stem survived. Very different texture and consistency than the rest. Just denser. That was so much fun. Maybe this is a new fall tradition. We were going to save it, but that was so much fun, I'm going to smash this one. That one was a lot thinner than the first one. All right, let's grab those gourds. Oh, they look great. They shrunk a little bit. Look at that texture on it. There's the flesh with the pumpkin seeds. So here are the seeds that were carbonized with the decorative gourds, but these are the seeds that were on the inside of the pumpkin. And you can see that they're real glossy. And that's likely due to the oil that's in the seeds, and inside of that enclosed pumpkin, that oil stayed there. But the oil on these seeds was able to completely vaporize and leave. I love how the decorative gourds turned out. They completely maintained their shapes. They might have shrunk just a little bit, but they still look the same. We'll put them here on the table. They're, of course, very light. Got all the bumps. Doesn't have the peeling outer layer like the pumpkins did. The stems are very fragile, just bust right off. We're gonna keep this one, so I'm gonna set it aside. Then this one here, we're gonna break in half, and then we'll crush the other ones. Yeah, you can see the seeds inside of that one as well. And they're shiny, they're glossy. So when the seeds stay inside of the pumpkin or the gourd, they stay that glossy color. Let's just smash these other three. Smashing Gourds. Should be a band name. Smashing Gourds, does that sound right? So the stringiness of the pumpkin just kind of carbonized into this goo. Let's look at these seeds a little bit more. So we've got the seeds from the other pumpkins and then the ones that we just put on the tray. So just like our watermelon seeds, they kind of puffed up and then carbonized. That's probably because of the moisture inside of them. Let's crush a few of these. I could do this all day. It's like bubble wrap. Oh, that looks cool. We just carbonized pumpkins and we had a lot of fun doing it. If you have any ideas on what we should carbonize next, please put them in the comments below. We'll see you next time.